Okay, we're going to install Bambu Studio today for the Bambu Labs printers. We're going to use a few different printers, but Bambu Labs, uh, they're pretty good, and we have a couple of them. They're my research printers on campus, and yeah, they're pretty solid. So let's do it. First thing you're going to want to do is go to bambulab.com, bambulab.com. If you're in the United States, which I assume most of you are, um, it'll take you to the US version. You're going to go to software here, and Bamboo has a few different apps. This is the mobile app. It's pretty cool. I don't care about that too much right now, but it could be something you want to install. It's pretty good. It gives you notifications when prints are done, which can be nice. Bamboo Studio is a tool we're going to use today. This other stuff is for farm management if you have multiple printers that you want to like submit one model to all of them at the same time, that kind of stuff. This is all other stuff. So let's go ahead and get Bamboo Studio. I'm on a Mac, so I'm going to install Bamboo Studio Mac, but there's also a Windows version. There's also a Linux version you can install. And here we go. It's not horribly big. It's 175 megs. And we're going to drag in applications. Again, because I'm on a Mac. If you have a PC, you'll have this sort of typical Windows installer, I think. And then I'm going to go open it up. And you'll need to create a Bambu Labs account. I already have one, so I'll be logging in with that. But if you don't have one, you'll want to create one. Okay, so this is the Get Started screen. You're going to choose, if you're in North America, choose North America. It's your login region. This is up to you. You can either send them error logs and data logs to help them debug stuff, or you can choose not to. If you want to, click Join the Program. If not, click Skip. I'll do Join the Program. Okay. For purposes of the lab you and I work in, we are going to be running the A Mini and the A1 Mini and the A1. We won't be running the others, but it's fine to leave the others checked for now, which is cool. We may end up adding other printers from here, but we'll do that at a later time if we're going to do that. Okay, so just click Next. You can leave all this stuff checked for now. You can leave all this stuff checked for now. There's not anything here that we care about too much. If we do add in like different filament types, which is what all these are, we'll add them in at the time. Okay, go ahead and hit Next. The network plugin is pretty cool. We'll talk about the network situation, but if you're using a Bambu Labs printer at home or on a network, you can access. I think the network plugin is quite good. You can send a job over the cloud, which is cool. So you could send it remotely. I don't really recommend that because if something goes wrong with your printer, you won't be able to deal with it. But you could do it, and you can remote control the printer and like check on the state of something printing or not, all that kind of stuff. So it's pretty cool. So I'm going to go ahead and install that. Okay. Yes, if you have a Bambu Labs printer on your network, you're going to definitely want to use this. So go ahead and hit allow. Okay, so a couple things. Recently opened is things that you've done. Online models is stuff that Bambu Labs is highlighting. And also Maker Lab is stuff that Bambu Labs is highlighting. If you want to get rid of that stuff, if it's like too noisy for you, sometimes that's just like a little bit too much, you can do that over here. And let me find it. Here we go. Online models. Always show online staff pick models on the homepage. You can uncheck it here. And if you want to run your history, you can. If you don't want to run the history, you don't have to. I'll leave show history on here. So we got rid of at least one of them here. So that kind of cleans it up a little bit. Okay. You want to do login or register? I already have. I'm going to say do not sell my personal information. Strictly necessary. Turn off sale of personal data. Confirm my choices. I'm going to need to log in with my pre-existing account. And you'll agree to the terms of use. Go ahead and log in. Oh, I got a verification code. And here we go. Okay. So this is asking you, do you want to sync data from the cloud? For example, let's say you are on one computer and you change some presets or filaments or whatever, or printers, and then you're on another computer. Do you want your account to sync that stuff for you? In my case, I do, because I deal with multiple computers all the time. For you, if you really only have one computer, I wouldn't worry about it too much, but I'm going to hit yes here. Okay. I'm going to close out this browser and also close out my 1Password. And here we go. So the first thing we're going to do is create new project. And you're going to see a lot of stuff that looks kind of familiar to you if you've ever used some sort of 3D tool like Blender or something like that. You're seeing the build plate here. You're seeing like a little widget up here, down here, sorry, on the lower left, a little gizmo to manipulate the plate. You can zoom in and out with your scroll wheel. If you press and hold the scroll wheel down, you can move the plate around. If you hold the left mouse button, you can change the camera angle, which is pretty handy. And then over here on the left, you're going to see Bambu Lab A1. This is the textured plate. We're running the textured PEI plate on the printer. If you have a different plate, it'll show up here. If you haven't connected to a printer at all, you may have to go tell it what printer you want to connect to. And this is syncing info if you want to sync your info between the printer and the app. So so for example, let's say you change the plate on the printer, you would do sync info and it would update here. Or if you change the printer that you wanted to use. This stuff for now, leave it as is. This is the defaults. They're pretty solid. We will go in and change these occasionally, but that's the deal. That is installing Bambu Studio and starting with a project. Oh, by the way, just a note, these little tabs up here are pretty important. Preview will show you the preview mode. This is how you can look at the camera on the printer itself, look at the PLA, spool, all that kind of stuff. If you need to do calibration work, you can do it here. And when you need to slice a project, you do it here. And when you want to print the plate, do it here. You'll always do slice first as your first step, then print. Slices the model, prints it out. That's it. That's the Bambu Labs install.